Let's add one more video to the manipulative narcissist series. This one will be talking about what I call NARC talk. NARC talk, boy, y'all get so caught up trying to make sense of a bunch of nonsense. Let me tell you, okay, I like to call it, actually, I have a term for it called babblese. And it got that name because when my daughter was about, I'd say about four maybe, I used to listen to a lot of oldies in my car as would drive around. One of my favorite songs was from Steve Arrington, and the title of it is "You Make Me Weak in the Knees." So one day, she heard me singing it. I'm singing, and she hears me sing the refrain. You make me weak in the knees. That part. And she leans forward in her little car seat. She says, "Mommy, I never knew that's what they were saying. I always thought he said, 'You make me speak babblese.'" Seriously, I almost had to like pull over because I was laughing so hard. And she seriously was like all astonished and shocked and everything that, she really didn't understand what they were saying. So that's where that term is coined from. My 4-year-old daughter made it up, babblese. And it's coming very handy when I want to discuss what I call the undecipherable communication style that men who want to intentionally communicate with you in a way that's not honest. Some people refer to it as narc talk. I think that's, pretty widely understood. Basically, it's an intentional type of word salad. That's another popular term, word salad. It's circular conversation that really, it has no point. It doesn't convey any information at all. It's like crazy. You feel, after you have one of these narc talk babblese filled conversations, you feel crazy. It's like you walk away and say, "What just happened? What? How did that go down? I don't even understand what he said or why he said it." And that's intentional. So you're sitting there thinking that you need to, really think about it. A lot of you go get on the phone with your girlfriends and you've been trying to dissect that trash he talked and trying to figure out what it meant and how his tone of voice was. It don't mean nothing. And I'm gonna break it down for you so you can stop putting yourself through all of that, trying to figure out what babblese means, because it really doesn't mean anything. Now, the conversation is very circular, and the goal for them is to never really give you a response to a question that you ask. They don't really want you to have the information that you're trying to get out of them. So they use a whole bunch of words, but it doesn't really tell you anything. And again, that's the point. And sometimes, they won't even do it when you're asking them something. They'll just do it like, how you just be shooting the breeze, just having what they call small talk, couple small talk. You're not really talking about nothing really, but they're just bored, right? They just don't have nothing else to do with their time. So they do it as a way to assert their dominance and control over you. It's like the conversation from hell. I'm just laughing because I've heard so many of these, and I just sit there and look at the guys and just roll my eyes and tell them to shut up because they just talking shit and ain't nobody trying to hear all that, and I just shut them down. But a lot of women don't understand that that's what's going on, and so they really do think that somewhere in all this massive 60 million words that this dude is spitting, there's going to be an answer to their question if they listen long enough. They don't have that kind of patience. I'm going to listen for about 30 seconds, and after that, I'm out. I'm just going to walk away and let you keep talking because I've had enough. So what you'll hear when they're doing their little babblese narc talk, they're not really talking to you. They're not really saying anything at all. They're just talking. They're talking at you. I guess that's the best description of it. You're going to hear a bunch of unrelated words and concepts. It really seems like they're autistic or something because they're like, what? How? That doesn't even make any sense. That's what you're going to be saying to yourself. You may even say it out loud, but they're going to be looking at you like, of course it does. What are you talking about? The one with the problem here that has poor understanding is you. It's not me. I'm saying everything that's, perfectly understandable and sensible. You just don't get it. So, they're going to flip it around to make it be your fault that you don't understand their narc talk. And, the words and phrases are going to be, a lot of them are contradictory. they'll say one thing, then I don't know, a minute or so later they'll say something else that is contrary to what they said before. It's going to seem like they're just putting together a whole bunch of random, irrelevant words and sentences and concepts, and they're just going to throw them at you. So when you think about, okay, let's talk about like how normal people have a conversation. Normal people. Okay, so you walk up to somebody, and the conversations tend to be kind of linear. They're very logical. They make sense. It's like you walk up to somebody, right? You ask a question. You might say, "Oh, so how have you been?" Or, "How was your vacation?" Or, something that has like a definitive answer, right? And you're expecting them to give you an answer to the question that you asked that makes sense. Most people do. Not when they want to talk, not the dudes who want to talk narc talk. They are very different. So like, okay, so even if you're not asking questions, say you pose a thought, the other person's going to give you their perspective. You're going to say, look, well, what do you think? And they're going to give you a very clear answer to that you totally understand. Okay, yeah, I can see where you come up with it. You know what I mean? And that's how the conversation is going to go. It's going to flow back and forth, and it's going to seem logical, and there's going to be sequence to it, and there's going to be reason why people say the things that they say the way that they said them. And you'll go away and you'll feel satisfied that, you two actually had an interesting exchange. But when you get into the hands of a manipulative narc, and they want to have one of these babblese conversations, and this is going to apply especially when the questions that you ask and the thoughts you're sharing in some way challenge him, okay, or they hold him accountable for his behavior. They don't like that. Then the narc is going to start flinging words at you, going from A, then to C, then to M and Z. And he's just going to be hopping all over the place in a conversation that repeats itself, that is like random, and it doesn't really go anywhere. It doesn't really answer any questions. It doesn't have any conclusion to it. It's just a stream of words. You are like, what the hell is he talking about? Because this makes no sense at all. And and they're doing that intentionally. Please don't think that's an accident. Don't think that that's because he has, problems, or because he's been drinking, or he hasn't enough sleep, or any of those excuses that you like to make up. This is fully intentional. It is planned, and it is well executed. It is a tactic that narcissists use to confuse women and get the upper hand. I don't know how many times I have to tell y'all, their whole goal, and this is even men who we may not label as narcissistic, they still want to control you. That's all they want to do. They want to control what you do, what you think. That's why they lie so much. That's why they play so many games. It's all about getting control of your reality. If they control your reality, then they can control what you think and what you feel. Are you understanding where I'm coming from? This babblese is designed to control your reality by confusing you and not giving you any facts upon which to make logical, reasonable decisions about your life. He wants you to do what he wants you to do. So he's going to make everything to position himself so that everything that you do is in his favor. Okay. So let's just say, I wish you wouldn't give me the silent treatment for days, and I just really wish that we could talk these things out, and just kind of rectify these situations so that we could go on and have nice time together. I mean, every couple has conflicts, but I'd like to resolve these things as soon as possible so that we lessen the impact on our relationship. Okay, perfectly reasonable request. Reasonable, logical, sane, sensible, and shows that you care about your man and your relationship. What do you get back for that? Now, this is going to sound crazy, and of course it's made up, but this is to give you an idea of the kind of stuff that he's going to come up with. Well, I have to give you the silent treatment because giraffes don't wear mittens in the summer. And you're going to sit there and you're going to be like, what? What does that have to do with what I just asked you? That don't make no damn sense. And you're going to, while you're sitting there looking stunned, he's just feeling like he got away with something. And very often they just walk away, right? Because he's done now. He's dropped his lug and he's on about his business. And you don't have no answer to your question. He didn't try to rectify nothing. He didn't come to no conclusions. He's not trying to work with you. All he did was just say some crazy shit and make you feel like, what? What in the world are you talking about? There's just nothing he says makes any sense. It has no grounding in reality. So, so say you make a legitimate point, like say, I don't know, honey, you need to take the garbage out tonight because, the garbage people come in the morning and they say, you should have it out at night because we don't know, they could come anytime between 4 a.m. and noon. We don't know what part of their shift we're going to be on. So, it should go out tonight. That's what the email from the garbage company said. And he's going to tell you, oh, yeah, okay. But that might be true, but I'm going skydiving tomorrow. Okay. What does that have to do with you taking out the garbage tonight? You see what I mean? And so you're going to be sitting there like stunned that those words just came out of his mouth and like, what the fuck is he talking about? And so there you go. So did he answer your question? No. Did he say that he was going to take out the trash? No. Did he say he would take it out tonight or tomorrow? No. Did he say he'd take it out at all? No. So you don't really know anything about what he's going to do, when he's going to do it, or if he's going to do it at all. Because he's talking about going skydiving tomorrow. You see what I mean? And so he's done. The conversation's a wrap for him. Now, this is basically, they do this kind of stuff. That's just, I'm making jokes. I admit I'm, making it kind of a simple, silly little thing. But basically what they do is they try to twist conversations around. So you just give up. You give up because you're frustrated. You're like, oh, never mind. This is stupid. I can't do this no more. That's their goal. That's what they want you to do. They want you to ask them about something so many times that you give up because he doesn't do it, that you do it yourself. Or you ask him so many times that he doesn't provide you an answer, so you just take over and you do it yourself. That's what he's looking for. That's what he's looking for. So you won't push things. You won't push him. You won't go forward with trying to find a resolution to whatever the problem is that you presented to him. Basically, he set things up by frustrating you to get his way, and that means he's manipulated you into submission. Do you get that? It's kind of a form of gaslighting. So basically, when he figures, after he uses all those words, you're questioning yourself. It's like, that's why it's a form of gaslighting. You're questioning yourself. Well, did I not understand? Did I miss something? Was I asleep during this conversation? Did I maybe take drugs and I forgot? I mean, you're just really confused about what happened and why what he said does not make any sense at all. This is a tactic, though, like I said, they want to ensure that the conversation with other people, which is primarily you, never have any kind of resolution that you deem to be satisfactory. They want to keep you on edge. They want to keep you unsatisfied. They want to keep you off balance. That's their goal. And they'll use tactics like projection, their famous stonewalling, blame shifting, sympathy ploys where they get to play the victim. They'll bring up something that you did to try to, get the heat off themselves and flip it back on you. They'll bring up stuff that don't have nothing to do with what you're talking about, totally unrelated issues to try to, distract you from what you want to talk about to what they want to talk about. They'll start the conversation over multiple times. And all of it, they just, this particular tactic leaves the door open for them to pull in, at least a dozen of the favorite NARC tricks in order to kind of mess you over. So once you leave that conversation, you just feel exhausted, basically. You feel drained. You feel like nothing got accomplished because it didn't. And you feel like you walked away with some kind of mediocre half-ass answer, which you did. And that, you can't seem to get anything resolved with this man. So all the stuff keeps building up on you and up on you and up on you. But you have to understand your narc has no interest in resolving anything. Especially if it's going to be something like, you trying to approach this stuff where you want to win-win. You want you guys to be happy where everybody comes out feeling, satisfied. Oh, no, that's not his goal at all. His goal is for you to feel whatever you feel. He don't really give a shit what you feel. His goal is for him to feel that something benefited him. So you're kind of irrelevant in this whole scenario. And you think that, this is your partner and all that stuff, but you got to understand something. Narcs aren't like regular people. Okay, you're approaching this from somebody who's normal. Narcs are not normal. And if you got yourself involved with one, you have to understand that for him to come to a resolution of any issue that you present to him that needs to be resolved, and you trying to do it in a way that's a win-win for both parties, he has no interest in that, because that would mean that he's given up his superiority and his control, and that he has to admit that he wasn't 100% right. And the very fact that you think that that's going to happen shows that you don't really understand what you're dealing with. They're also not going to ever admit that their behavior was intentionally cruel, that it was executed in a way that was going to hurt you, and that it was done intentionally, because they don't want to. I mean, they can't do that, because that shows remorse, that shows understanding, that shows guilt. You're thinking that he's going to say, oh yeah, I did that, I'm sorry I did that. Shh, don't hold your breath, you'll be dead. And then the final thing is that narcs get their power, their what they call the narcissistic supply, from that word salad kind of conversation, because it causes confusion, and it causes angst, and ultimately it causes pain in women. And so this lady, sent me a link to a conversation a woman had with her narc husband. And I'm just going to go over, a little bit of it, because she went on and on for days. And she must have recorded or something, because she had every word. So her husband was really angry for no apparent reason, and she couldn't understand where it was coming from. And she wanted to, find out. And so she approached him. I mean, that would be a normal thing that a woman would do, So she's like, well, can we talk? I'm really concerned about our relationship. This is his answer. Well, if he would listen to me, everything would be fine. Okay. First words out of his mouth, some narc babblese. And she's like, was like, what? And so, but instead of just saying, shut up, you talking shit. We'll just talk about what I'm talking about. You're not going to be talking about what you want to talk about. I had a floor here. You're going to respond. That's not what she said. So she immediately, she bit. So she says, well, I do listen to you. I'm listening to you right now. Okay, see, no, mistake. But too late, she already in it. So he says, oh, yeah, right. Like last week when you thought the dirty dishes were clean. Well, I didn't know. Well, why didn't you ask, he says. Well, I thought they were clean. You thought, but you didn't ask. You never ask or pay attention, he says. I didn't wait. That's not what I wanted to talk about. I'm just worried about how things have been going. Look, I'm trying to get us somewhere in life, and all you want to do is sit and watch TV, he says. What? I work all day. I just want to relax sometimes too. No, you want to sit and do nothing while I plan for our future. You're holding us back. Okay, are you getting an idea of what's going on? Where in there is he responding to her question about him not talking to her and their relationship being at risk? You see what I mean? He's talking about shit that don't have nothing to do with nothing. And this goes on and on for several pages, where that's why I said with all this he said, she said, she must have recorded it. But I don't want to go into all that. I just want to give you an idea of what narc babblese is all about. So why do they do this? Okay, this is the main thing. Why do they do this? I mean, what's the goal? What are they trying to get out of this? There's lots of reasons. Number one is words are easy to use. I mean, that's what I tell you guys. Don't watch what don't listen to what men say. Watch what they do. Because, see, doing something requires energy. Words, they don't require nothing. Niggas will talk shit all day, all night, into next week, 24/7. But what they gonna do? They're not gonna do nothing. So, words are really easy. And you women who get caught up in words are always gonna fall victim to this kind of game. Narcs also, their goal is to confuse you. So, if you're confused, then you're going to try to figure out what's happening, which while you're doing all that, you're less likely to understand the web of confusion that you're caught in. And because all he's going to do is, so you go to him for clarity, that's a bigger mistake. He's just going to confuse you with more word salad. And it's this babblese is used to control you by keeping you off balance, off center, like I said, suggesting that you're the one that's in the wrong, that that the narc person is right, that you are the one with the problem, not him. Basically, it sets him up so that he stays in control. And that is the key to any narcissistic relationship. They must feel like they're in control. They must always have control over you. Okay. Part of this is that entitlement and lack of accountability issue as well that we've talked about on several different videos. So the narc, by using his narc talk, he gets to remain blameless and blame you for everything. So he's going to flip everything around so it's your fault. He can do what he wants to do, say what he wants, and you're not going to be, changing that. You're not going to be interfering in it. You're not going to be stopping him. And they want you to feel guilty too. Notice how he attacked her? Yeah, like you said the dishes were clean. So she feels guilty, right? Well, I thought they were, right? That was to instill guilt in her. I'm telling you, that conversation, I wish I had time so you could hear the whole thing. But it's just crazy. I mean, this dude is just out of his mind. And this is her husband. She's married to this dude. I have to get a divorce. I couldn't really be, be dealing with somebody like that. And you also have to understand that by talking in these riddles and this confusing kind of conversational way, this vague and it's like ambiguous, and so they can then cop a plea later, which he can later say, well, that's not really what I said. And you can't deny it because it will be true. He didn't exactly say that. He just tossed a whole bunch of words at you and left you to interpret the words on your own. And that's the interpretation that you came up with. But that does not mean that that's what he said, nor does it mean that that's what's really true. So you got to be careful with that as well. Again, this is designed to get you, to throw you off base and get you under their control. So why does it impact women so much? Why do women fall for this kind of nonsense? I think a lot of it has to do with women's desire to feel heard. Y'all it's just so important to you that that he understands you, because all the letters come in, how can I make him understand? How can I make him hear me? He's not listening to me. The bottom line is he don't want to listen to you. So if you want a man that's going to listen to you, you need to get another dude. This one is never going to listen to anybody because he's a narc. And you trying to change a narc into a regular dude, you're wasting your time, my time, the universe's time, everybody's time. It's not going to happen. He is what he is. You want to fix him, you want to heal him, you want to try to make him the better man, the best man he can be, and all this stuff. You want him to make him understand some shit that doesn't really make any sense. You're wasting your time, girlfriend. You're wasting your time. The whole purpose of this video is not to get you to continually engage in this. It's to get you to identify it when it happens. Now, if you're in a relationship with somebody like this, the key thing for you to be successful is to understand that you're never going to win any argument with this type of dude. You're never going to come out on top on any discussion. Stop trying. It's just not going to happen. The more that you try, the more ammo that you give him to mess over you and to use more words, more babblese on you. The best position that you could do, the best thing you could do rather, is to state your position and just stop talking. Say, well, you need to do this and that, or this is this and that, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. You're not going to argue with him. It's not going to discuss it with him no more. You basically have said what it is. You set down the law and you didn't back down. You stood up to him, and you don't want to listen to any of his crap that he's talking for the next 90 minutes that don't make no damn sense. You don't want to hear all his crazy conversation. Don't waste your energy. Say what you got to say with a strong tone of voice, and you say it one time, and then you walk away. You don't have to defend yourself. You have to explain yourself. You don't have to justify yourself. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't have to do any of those kinds of things. You state what you got to say. You say it firmly one time, and that's it. Okay? And then the final thing is just walk away. You know, you don't want to stay mixed up in some kind of nonsense that narc talk conversation that he's doing. Just, leave. Don't just like go into another room. I mean, get in your car and go somewhere. Leave the house. You leave the house. If that's just your boyfriend, leave his house and go back to your house. If he's at your house, kick him out, make him go back to his house. And that, let him know that you understand what he's doing, and that's not acceptable behavior. You're not going to have that kind of stuff. And should this be a possibility, you see that he just refuses to stop doing any of these kind of things, even when you are really firm in your boundaries, he won't. It's going to be time for you to make a decision about continuing the relationship. At some point, you have to make a choice. Is this what I really want to be bothered with? Trying to always figure out what he's saying and not really getting answers to my questions. Always doubting myself, doubting what he's saying, not understanding what he's saying. There's no point to our conversations. We don't have any kind of meaningful conversations because everything is word salad. Who is this man? I don't even know who he is because he's so defensive about letting me know what he thinks and what he feels. I'm in a relationship with a stranger. And once you get to that kind of acceptance, you'll find it a lot easier to walk away from this guy. I just wanted to present some of the tactics. This is another one that, like I said, it's probably going to be about 12, 14 more of these things once I get time to do them. But this is a big one. This happens a lot. And I want you to be aware of this kind of game as you go out into the dating world and even within your own relationship. Men love to use this tactic, and I think they teach other men, older men teach younger men how to do this. So watch for it and protect yourself. Don't fall for it. Don't get caught up. Just say what you got to say and shut his ass down. This is Deb Cooper from SurvivingDating.com. I'll see you guys in about a week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.